The way she spun around, she's like, "Oh, I'm knocked out." The way those bones, yo, y'all know how I am about bones sticking out of shit. The way those bones came out of Ward's fucking wrist. Whew. Now, unfortunately, people, this is the one I'm watching. I didn't know this is. I did not know this was the rated version, the theatrical version of Jason Goes to Hell. The best way to watch this movie, the first time I ever saw this movie as a kid, it was the unrated version. That's the version that stuck with me forever. That version is the reason why this movie, as much as I don't like it, as much as it gets on my nerves, Jason Goes to Hell, the unrated version, is the reason why this movie has the best kills in the entire franchise. Not some of the best. It's got the best kills in the entire fucking franchise. When you watch that unrated version, I'm telling y'all, that tent kill with Luke and Deborah, oh my god, yo. That was like, not only was that scene like cock block of the century, but it was insult to injury too. See, they just cut it down, man. Like when he's got Pookie's head inside of the deep fryer and he's boiling his face, and then he slams the back of his head into Joey's mouth, and her jaw gets all. Can y'all imagine? One of the things that really pisses me off about this movie, one of the millions of things that pisses me off about this movie, I'll give it credit too, where credit's due. Just give me a fucking second, because this movie's got more cons than it does pros. But this movie, can y'all imagine this diner sequence, right? Imagine this diner sequence with Jason, the way that Kane Hodder looked, and it's an underrated Jason look for me. The belt was a little bit extra, like Jason just wore a belt all of a sudden. But the fact that his mask was on his face so long that his skin started growing around this shit, you know, and he's got little strings of hair and shit. And poor Vicky, man. Vicky was such a badass, man. And the unrated version does her character a little more justice in this diner scene before she dies, but she doesn't go down easily because, you know, Robert Jason, because Jason is just jumping from body to body. You know, he's like the motherfucker from Ghost. You remember the dude from Ghost, the black dude? He's like, man, you know better than that. Jumping into bodies wipes you out. It's like, come on, man. This shit is a possession film all of a fucking sudden. But, you know, when Robert Jason pulls her towards him onto that javelin or whatever it is, and it goes through her stomach and out her back, and then she spits out blood, and she says go to hell, but then he squeezes her head and crushes it, but then it's like a fucking volcano of blood above her head. Yo, man, K&B, if this was really like the final Friday, K&B came to play ball with this joint, man. I promise y'all. The fact that Steven grabbed the machete, you know, he's like a good counterpart to Jason, because he goes up against Jason so many times in this movie. Or I'm sorry, he goes up against Josh Jason and Robert Jason. Like, this shit is. But imagine Jason running around in the final Friday looking the way that he did in the beginning and the ending of this movie. Oh, I'm sorry, and the reflections that they showed Jason in, because apparently, like, when Jason walks past and he's in somebody else's body, his reflection is still Jason. Like, fuck this shit. Yo, man, Adam Marcus. And there's so many people for years, almost a decade plus, that online have been wanting me to cut Adam Marcus some slack. And, you know, Adam Marcus said something in it was an interview or something like that, where he was like, you know, if you're trying to make sense of my movie when, you know, Jason Takes Manhattan, it was all this shit that didn't make any sense, and then telekinesis was introduced, and this was introduced, and then we had copycats. And while he does have a point, you didn't have to, like, keep that tradition going by having shit that makes no fucking sense at all in a series that's already confusing to begin with. You know, because it's been confusing from the rip, man. Did Jason drown as a boy? Like, was Alice fucking hallucinating in the first one? And how is Jason grown in part 2? And how did he lose hair, you know, between 2 and 3? And how did he get black nails between 3 and 4? How the fuck? Like, you didn't have to keep the tradition going, but it's a lot of bad things that this movie does. However, the good things, I like Jessica as a final girl, because she's a mother also. And her sole purpose is to protect that baby. At some point, she don't give a fuck about Steven, Duke, Robert, her mother. Like, she don't give a fuck about nothing but that baby. And this dagger that just transformed all of a sudden. But Creighton Duke is an amazing character, one of the best characters in the entire franchise. I think Steven is the best final guy we've gotten. No diss to Nick and Reggie the Reckless and Tommy, the movies he survived in. But and who survived in Jason X? Who was the guy? Was it Sonoran? Sonoran, who was fucking his freak ass pet robot who whooped Jason's ass. This movie does have a lot going for it. The gore, like, the kills are one thing, but the gore itself, like, it's just, oh my god, man. When Josh puts the the evil leech woman from Puppet Master Worm inside of Robert, the transference, I guess you can call it, and Josh starts melting, and then he puts his face up against the wall, and then it's all gooey and shit, and then his jaw comes off when he's like bringing himself up from the floor, and the way he just melts is just, K and B put their foot in these effects, man. I'm telling y'all, they're amazing. These are the best fucking effects and best kills in the entire franchise. This is going to be hard to top. Crystal Lake, I know they're not going to go crazy with the gore and shit like that. At least I don't think they are. But this is a tough act to follow, man. The only thing that's really fucking with this, as far as the violence, the gore, the kills, is the new blood, man, and we'll never see that in its full form. You at least have the unrated version of Jason Goes to Hell out there. It was on DVD, VHS back in the day, but the Beekler cut, we'll never see that, man. At least I don't think so. And this is another thing. How in the world? Everybody gives this movie a pass, but Jason all of a sudden can talk when he turns into Randy. Like, when he's Jason Randy, he's like, get the hell away from Red, and then he says Jessica. Like, he talks all of a sudden. Like, y'all give this movie a pass that I do not give it at all. That's insane to me, yo. That is insane to me. Like, the fact that nobody even brings up, y'all give this movie a pass on this and that, and no, it's different, and it's a change of scenery and a change of pace. Y'all give it a pass, but y'all never talk about how Randy as Jason can talk all of a sudden. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense, man. But another thing, I feel like I'm going back and forth with things to praise it about, and then the things to talk shit about. But something I will praise it about, this is Jason Goes to Hell. Flaws and all, and there are lots of flaws. This movie is responsible for one of the greatest stinger endings of all time, yo. I don't know how many of y'all were able to, not like I saw this in the theater or anything, but seeing this on VHS as a kid, whenever we were able to have it and own it in the house, when Freddy's glove came out that fucking ground and grabbed Jason's mask into hell, this is, if the internet was around back in 1993, the internet would have snapped in half and shattered into a million pieces. Hands down, one of the greatest. Jason Goes to Hell. This ending is up there with the ending for Halloween H2O, and I honestly feel like it's up there. As many problems, as much as I dislike Alien vs Predator, that ending is up there too. That was like a groundbreaking ending right there too with AVP. But this ending right here, man. And there's people that wanted, we got a sequel to it, Freddy vs. Jason, regardless of how you feel about it. But there's people that wanted prequels with Creighton Duke and all types of shit. I don't know how it would work. You have to tie him into Jason pretty well, because where the fuck were you at for the last 8 sequels, bruh? But Jason Goes to Hell, a bit of a guilty pleasure, but it's not as much as Jason Takes Manhattan. But my hatred just runs a little deeper for this movie, but I still have a good time with it.